Peace, y'all. So we back with another one. We back with another person that I think of as an icon and an innovator. And I know that I say this so many times, but we keep running into these people that I respect as artists, as creators, as innovators, as changers. And we got another one today. Today we are going over Queen Latifah, All Hail the Queen. This is her debut album, 1988, I want to say. 88 or 89, one or the other. But this is Queen Latifah. This is a hip hop album. Queen Latifah is one of the most important women in hip hop. She came out late 80s, rapping about female empowerment, rapping about black consciousness. This is clear that you can look at this album cover and tell that this is somebody who was standing in power and strength and regality. And Queen Latifah went on to become an amazing actress. She is the driving force behind Living Single, a show that if you ask certain circles, they'll definitely tell you that it was the inspiration for the show Friends. She went on to have an amazing acting career, amazing in movies. She's Cleo from Set It Off. If you have not seen it up until this point, please go watch Set It Off. Just an amazing movie. Anyway, that doesn't do what we're talking about. So, the songs on this album are Dance For Me, Mama Gave Birth to the Soul Children featuring De La Soul. De La Soul, another important act when we talk about hip hop. They came out, they were colorful, they brought on the day glow. As they went on, they became respected MCs, or they have been respected MCs the whole time, but one day we might get into a De La Soul album. I hope so. I hope I find a De La Soul album. And I'm gonna buy it secondhand because we're not spending our money with time anyway. Coming to My House, a song that I really love. Latifah's Law, Wrath of My Madness, The Pros featuring Daddy O, Ladies First featuring Moni Love, another song that I know and I love. The King and Queen Creation, Queen of the Royal Badness, Evil That Men Do, Princess of the Posse, and Inside Out. So these are the songs on this. This record is an original pressing. However, I don't think that there was a repressing of this album. And the repressing that exists came out in like 2004 or something like that. So only 2 presses of this album. And this happens to be the first one. So with that said, let's jump into it. So let's talk about it. This album slaps. The mastering is weird a little bit because some songs sound like perfectly mastered and it's like Queen Latifah's voice is on top of the song. Other songs, it feels like it sits inside of it. And that's like a weird thing to go back and forth through. The first song where I really hear like Queen Latifah's voice separate from the music is Coming to My House. But that doesn't mean I don't like the songs up until the song before them. Dance For Me is cool. It's a I want to say Sly and the Family Stone sample in there. Mama Gave Birth to the Soul Children. I really appreciate the way that it sampled. Oh my God, I'm losing track of the band. But it's an album that's in the collection. I've listened to it already, so we'll probably listen to it together way later. But the way that it sampled a song from that album and then sampled a concept of another song from the album, which is like a child talking to their friend, but also talking to like the supreme creator, and this album keeps alluding back to like the black women as supreme creators, and I just think that was super dope. Coming to My House, I already told y'all how much I liked it. Latifah's Law slapped. Wrath of My Madness was cool. The Pros was super cool. I love The Pros. Something else that I noticed on this album is that I think Illmatic gets credited as being like the first hip hop album where there's a bunch of different producers behind one rapper, and you know, that wasn't a thing that happened a lot. But this album actually features like a lot of different production. So for the most part, it's Mark the 45 King, or DJ Mark the 45 King, who is Queen Latifah's DJ. However, Prince Paul does production on here. Louis Vega does production on here. Daddy O does production on here. Kara Russ does production on here. It's a lot of different producers on here. So again, Ladies First is where again that sound thing comes up again, where I hear Queen Latifah separate from the music, and up until Ladies First, again, it's just kind of like her voice is in it. I don't know what's going on. I was worried it was like my turntable, my speakers, or maybe my wires that came loose or something. But it's just kind of the production of the album. King and Queen Creation was super dope to me because on that one, even though this album came out in 89, which means it was probably rapping in 87, 88, it's the first time I hear a bit of like the 90s. Like it sounds like the 90s in that song. Like 90s rapping. Queen of the Royal Badness is cool. The Evil That Men Do is actually like great. KRS-One produced. The content of the music is really socially forward. A lot of the music is, but this song particularly speaks to like structural racism and structural classism. I thought that was super dope. The Princess of the Posse and Inside Out, great songs. So one thing that I'm tending to notice about like old school hip hop, particularly like, you know, like late 80s, it's a lot of Jamaican impersonations. It's a lot of, and I know that's a thing of hip hop coming out of dancehall and being like deeply rooted in Jamaican art form, and the DJ and the MC and the host of the party and all of those things. But was it cool that we were just out here doing fake Jamaican accents on like all our albums? I don't know. It slaps. I know it slaps, but I don't know. That's a question I'm just, you know, I wanted to ask. Also, this has nothing to do with the sound of the music, but on the inner sleeve, there are just a bunch. This is not the back of the album, it's the inner sleeve. That's the back of the album, by the way, if anyone was interested. But on the back of, on the inner sleeve, on the back of the inner sleeve, is just like a bunch of thank yous and like a full page of thank yous. And it's just like shouts like every rapper, like every rapper up until this point. There are rappers that I had that are mentioned on here that I don't know, like MC Mello, MC Duke. Those are names of rappers I hadn't heard before, but as you get more to it, there's Positive K's on here. I'm looking for somebody. Force MD's, shout out to Force MD's on here. Force MD's also from Staten Island. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but shout out to Staten Island whenever we get the chance to say Staten Island. Which also reminds me, I got this record from Face Records in Brooklyn, and that is everything that I have to give about this particular record. It was great. I'd recommend. Only complaint is that I don't know if it's the mastering or the production. It gets weird from song to song. It sometimes her voice is in the music, sometimes it's on the music. I prefer voices to be on the music and separate from the music. But that's the biggest problem that I have, and I think that's just something that tends to come up with like early hip hop records. But aside from that, it's great. She's on here rapping at an amazing level. The features are coming through crazy. The beats are, there's a lot happening on the beats. Like there's a lot happening. Like it might be like 4 samples happening at one time, and it'll go back and forth from one sample to another. And if you like, I don't want to say hectic, but if you like active instrumentals, then this album would be cool for you as well. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I'd recommend it to all you guys. With that said, as always, please treat life like a vinyl collection. Indulge in things that you like. Don't be afraid to try something new. Cleanse regularly. And always do your best to avoid static. Peace.